Hello and welcome back to part 2 of FTCR's Nights into Dreams playthrough. Today with us we enlisted Games Enlisted.
Lol. That's the first time I've heard something like that.
I spent like 3 seconds thinking about it. How are you today?
I am doing good. I just found out about this like literally 2 hours ago, so I'm completely unprepared.
It's the FTCR way, just roll
fit
with
right in. No, I forget, how old are these kids meant to be?
12?
12? I'm just going to say, this must be a Sonic Team thing because she's pretty well endowed for a 12-year-old, just like Amy is in SA1.
Alright, look, sometimes these things happen early, man. You don't have to point it out. It makes her feel weird.
I'm just saying, like, what is Naka's obsession with putting...
Oh, I just killed those dudes. You point this out in the Soft Museum of all things, Gareth.
Because this is the last part where she's in it. I gotta make my perverted comments now before she goes away forever.
Thumbs up and subscribe and share with your friends and parents.
If this video can get 3,000 likes, I'll make another perverted comment. Let's make it. Let's go.
You'll do it anyway.
Good point. Well made.
So, Games Enlisted, what is your experience with Nights: Into Dreams: Ellipses?
I have the HD version of this game.
I played this game.
I played this game. I played the sequel, Journey into Dreams, a long time ago, which I didn't find it that bad. It's just because I played that first, and so that's probably why. Like if I had played this game first, I probably would have been like, yeah, this isn't that good.
I played that one first, and then I went back to it after this one, and my eyes were kind of opened.
Well, see, I didn't play the sequel at all, but most of the reviews I read for it were just like meh. Like no one really. I mean, Tracker, said it was like the worst game he's ever played in his life. But like most of the things, most of the reviews I've read were just like, it's just meh. It's not really bad. It's not really great. It's just kind of there.
From what I remember playing of it, it kind of felt like basically It felt like Nights just on the Wii. Like nothing really was added. Like nothing really was improved. It just kind of was there.
You jammy bastard, Chris.
Oh, and if you have to play a really crappy Wii remote game, but thankfully you don't have to play with the Wii remote. You can play with
use the GameCube controller. Thank God.
That was something like what they did with Unleashed, which was they made it. It's like they had this whole gameplay style where it's like, oh, they want you to use the motion controls, but they're like, oh, but you don't have to.
The way it should be, really.
Like even Zero Gravity on the Wii also did that too.
Yeah, which Sega, to give them the credit, they were one of the better companies to always include GameCube support, unless it was something like Secret Rings or Black Knight, where that was kind of the point. But like most of their other games, they did include GameCube controller options, which is I'm very grateful for.
I think Monkey Ball didn't, but Monkey Ball and Samba de Amigo didn't, but I think that was it.
Oh, Samba de Amigo. I was just thinking back to that. Those motion controls never worked for me in the Wii version, ever.
Which is weird that for some reason the Dreamcast version worked fine, but somehow on the Wii, which is a motion control system, it just didn't work.
So we kind of talked over it, but I just wanted to point out that at certain points, Knights will become fat in this level when you hit platforms. And it's one of many design decisions in this game I will never understand. I'm not sure if either of you noticed that a while back, but
yeah,
it is very scary. Like, what?
Oh, well, is this Knights XL?
Don't eat too many of the onion rings.
Are those platforms made out of onion rings? Yeah, literal onion rings.
Well, guys, he does spend the entire game getting chips. Of course he's going to get fat after he gets so many of them.
Gareth, Knights isn't it. Be respectful.
Is Knights a boy or a girl?
I thought they confirmed it was a girl.
A female voice in Journey into Dreams, but still genderless.
I could have sworn Izuka was like Knights.
Izuka lies all the time. You can't trust that guy. Remember in 2010 when he said Classic Sonic wouldn't be back?
He did?
Yes. That was like a big interview point, and everyone's like, oh, fuck.
He says a lot of things.
He loves to lie. It's great.
He's the J.J. Abrams of game developers.
I was just about to say.
No, Benedict Cumberbatch isn't playing Khan. No, he's talking about. He's not Khan. Okay, he's Khan.
This movie is nothing much, and it's Cloverfield 2.
No, Chris, you were talking a little bit, in the previous part, but like, they had like the kind of primitive AI type things, and you can murder things. Tell us more about how you murder things.
All right, so Knights has the ability to send people to other dimensions by circling them, and like Tracker was getting at, the A-Life system is incredibly advanced, but it also makes no sense, and you don't want to spend time with it. But the little Knightopian dudes that are clipping through the cannon there all have different like happiness values, and depending on how happy they are, it can affect the mood and music of the level. Like if you kill a bunch of them, the music gets really depressing, but if you keep them happy and hatch a lot, it gets really happy. It's really weird, and is basically the groundwork for Chow. But if you want to kill them, you can just basically circle them, and they'll die and scream a horrible, horrible shriek.
To me, it's just kind of weird how they would, like, I don't know why they'd even bother putting it in this game.
Because it affects the gameplay in no way at all, basically.
Exactly, because I mean, if all it is just cosmetic things like music, it just seems like a lot of development time was spent on that when they could have made the controls a bit smoother and worked with some of the bosses. I'm just going to say.
Yeah, I guess it was a thing where different people were working on it than the boss people or whatever. Because was the Unleashed director, the A-Life guy, was he on this? Hashimoto Knights?
I know the...
Because I think that was his baby.
The director of Unleashed was the Sonic Adventure 1 enemy designer, or something like that.
Yeah, and he also worked on the Chow programming in that game a lot. Like, it was literally his baby, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Well, that's something we could maybe bring up. Was, of course, damn it, part of me wishes we brought this up when Tracker was on, but the
fuck that guy.
Fuck that Saturn 11 freak. He doesn't like Sonic Colors, that prick. But no, like the Lost Sonic game, as it were, Extreme. It went through multiple different versions, and they say one of them was built on the I think the boss, the boss battles we're gonna use the Knights engine, but then when Yuji Naka heard it, I was like, no, like,
you can't use my engine.
Which part of it is like, I mean, I can understand that, but it's wouldn't it be technically owned by Sega? Because Sega paid him to do it. Wouldn't that class as it being Sega's engine? And also,
it's hard to tell considering how Sonic Team and their rights were back in the 90s, like for music and stuff.
It's also weird because it isn't like someone. It isn't like Mario was trying to take his engine. It's a Sonic game, which he's one of Sonic's fathers. You think he'd be like, okay.
Then again, he might have saw Extreme and went, "Oh God, no, get this away from that." He was protecting this baby.
Well, there's also like multiple different versions of Extreme. There was the circular one, but then there was like the flat zone one where it's like you're going in like upper right angle. So it's like not sure which exact version of Extreme that was supposed to go with.
I'm so glad that game never came out. Every version of it I've seen looks terrible.
Yeah, admittedly, that's one of the few Sonic things I never had much interest in looking into.
Why are we fighting Rayman?
I want to play.
We didn't want him to get another Saturn game, I guess. I don't know.
Did he have a Saturn game?
The first one. It's like a lot of PlayStation games had Saturn versions, like Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, what have you.
Gex.
Duke Nukem 3D.
Tail time. Oh, but that was Soft Museum. We need to play Gex sometime. That game. With the American version, by the way.
No, this is something that I kind of didn't like. I think you have to get, was it all A ranks to get to the last level?
I think C.
Okay, C or above, okay.
Which is still demanding when the game is very obtuse and you're a first-time player.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
This is something I just found out like right now, because when you said that you wanted me to be in this, so I'm like, okay, I'll just go quickly play Nights again. I know, because you can play both the New Dreams version, which is like this HD one, and then there's also the you can play the Saturn version,
which is technically the new version with old version graphics, as Trekker informed us.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I noticed that like my save data on the HD version went over to the Saturn version, which I hadn't tried out. So I was like, oh, so that's interesting. And so it's not like they literally just emulated it. It's like actually they reprogrammed it back to work with that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting.
I guess another thing we could mention is that for some Knights purists, like, I guess the game doesn't have this version of the game doesn't have full 360 control like the original.
Yeah.
And that when the game first released, I don't know if it was just 8-directional movement, but it wasn't as smooth, and they released an update, but apparently even then that wasn't good enough.
Well, see, what I've read is that, again, this may be incorrect, I don't know what Trekker told us, but I had read somewhere that it works better if you use the Saturn graphics.
I've read that too.
Yeah. But then based on if it's the exact same mode with different graphics, I don't see how making the graphics shittier would improve the control.
Yeah, maybe it's just me. From what I tried playing it, they felt pretty much the same.
It's all very minor stuff anyway. Like, you basically had to have played the original a lot to know the difference.
Yeah, although, again, my first interaction was this version, and
Same.
Yeah, I mean, like, even I was just like, this for a game that's as well respected and loved as Knights. Part of me was like, I kind of expected the control to be a bit smoother.
I had the same thing with Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
Except I never came around on that game. I love everything about that game, but actually playing it.
Yeah, Jet Set Radio. It's
which Jet Set Radio Future kind of has the same like thing with Journey into Dreams, where it just doesn't feel like a sequel, like, or an improvement. It just kind of feels more of the same, which isn't bad, just kind of okay.
Never played Future that much. Hopefully we'll get a port of that so I can get back to you on that.
But no, Jet Set Radio is it's a game.
There's another in the Heritage Collection.
Yeah.
And Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, I would imagine, just based on, I'm going to guess SA2 probably sold the best.
Yeah. And Jet Set Radio's probably got some decent technical sale numbers by now, because it's like dirt cheap on Steam all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I just put last year during every year on Sonic's birthday, they tend to have some sales on like PSN, so I just bought basically every Sega game they had on offer. I just bought, which at some point I will try Yakuza 4.
We'll probably do the 5 thing for FTCR before we do 4.
I mean, I don't even have enough space on my freaking PS3 hard drive to download it yet.
So looking at it, Jet Set Radio has sold about 200,000 copies on Steam, which is good. Knights has sold 245,000 roughly. That's surprising.
Decent.
I thought Jet Set Radio would have been much higher than Knights.
I think this is, with what you said, this is kind of an example of a cult classic, where it's like a lot of people love it because it was underappreciated, but it's not really as good as you might think.
I would say I love this game a lot. I don't like any of the bosses really, except maybe Riala.
Riala's awesome. This
to me,
this fight ain't bad, I don't think, either.
It's not horrible, but
it's
probably one of the easier bosses to comprehend.
This fight reminded me a lot of BioLizard. Sorry, not BioLizard, Final Hazard. Where they just...
Oh, that makes more sense. I was going to be like, what? Wait. An emo lizard music? What?
That's what Knights needs. More emo lizard. Knights don't get upset. It's like, okay. It is weird how, it is kind of weird how for the final boss, its strategy is just fly into it. Because all the other ones, you have to
phase through
stuff and like parallel loop around it. But this is just like run into me real fast. Okay.
Hey,
that was my thing. Like with the ball, like pretty much all the bosses, like I die the first time because I'm like, how do I fight this guy? How do I kill this guy? And then right as I figure it out, I die. So I'm like, oh, shit.
It's basically incomprehensible.
Oh shit, Saturn CGI.
Oh yeah, Gareth, that's for you.
Yeah, buddy.
Gross.
That.
Oh god.
Stop zooming in.
Yeah, this is not great. I forget, wasn't there? Don't both characters have intro cutscenes as well?
You know, I may have forgot to put hers in because the game's really weird about. I was going to get to that in part 3, but it's really weird. Maybe it's even just this port, but like after beating her story and going into Elliot's, it didn't play his intro cutscene. I had to edit that in by the cutscene viewer.
Yeah.
So maybe I assumed it did that for her story, and I actually needed to edit that in too. But in case we missed it, she really likes to sing, but she has a nightmare where everyone turns into big monsters and chases her on this stage. But this is her overcoming her fear. Aww.
So Chris, remember what I told you in the Cutters OP? This would technically be the 3rd time you've forgotten to put in a cutscene. You're fired.
Yes. At least I would have gotten more red rings than Mia. I fucking love this director, by the way. Oh, Jesus, it's so good.
You can tell that's clearly a Spielberg look, like the hat, the sunglasses. That is clearly someone. Knacker's a fan of Spielberg. That's a clear Spielberg ripoff.
It's like, can you turn the lights down? I'm trying to see.
Bring me his 32-bit counterpart.
Japanese-made non-union equivalent.
God, that's so creepy. Just look at that.
What is this?
It's
What the fuck?
yeah.
That's horrifying.
That's happening.
That is horrifying. What the fuck?
I have nothing to say about that.
Why the fuck was that included for?
But now we get the good song, so it's all good.
That is fucking creepy. That's one of the creepiest things I've ever seen in a video game.
That's how her story ends, man. Don't question it. She likes to sing. Oh, that's not us.
Oh.
We don't matter.
Well, no, technically, I did play for 5 minutes. I did play the original.
Hey, that's for you, dude.
Thank you. One thing we did say in part 1, I fucking love the Saturn era Sonic Team logo. It's like Sonic Team.
Sonic Team.
I did leave that in, right?
Yeah,
oh,
you
God,
did. No, you did.
Oh, thank God. I got the one that mattered. So, we're going through the credits. I believe this was ported by, or at least contracted by a team in Sega China, interestingly.
I didn't know China did anything.
Jesus, you're racist. So was this
Claris Sinclair?
So
yeah, there's a Chow in this game.
Was this a thing like? Was this a thing, Chris? Like the Castle of Illusion, where after they ported this game, Sega just shut down the studio.
You know, I haven't heard anything from them since.
that kind of makes you not want to work for Sega in one of their smaller studios, because we're going to give you this one game to make, but smart money says we'll shut down the studio before the game's even finished. Okay, bye.
Because we don't know how to market.
There were a few trailers for this, but I guess it didn't matter much. They even tried what I think was smart. They put it in with Sonic Adventure 2 in a trailer for the re-release. Party, that's a great name, by the way. And I think that was really smart, but apparently it didn't really matter much.
The only trailer I remember was one for all 3 of them. It was Jet Set Radio, SA2,
that might
and
be what
this.
I'm thinking of.
Because I don't think. Possibly.
See, I thought Jet Set Radio came out in September, and then Nights and SA2 were in October.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, they were different, but I remember they had one trailer. Although SA2 may have had a.
Oh, there was a launch trailer for both of them.
Okay.
That was it.
I do know A Journey into Dreams. I know that didn't sell well, like at all.
Yeah,
when
that
it
was
first came out,
that was my
so-
first Sonic Team game after Sonic Heroes. Because when I saw Shadow the Hedgehog and Nintendo Power, I gave up on Sonic as an 11-year-old. And of all things, Journey of Dreams brought me back. And
You just couldn't handle the edge, Chris. That's your problem.
I couldn't. I literally saw the gun as an 11-year-old and said,
You couldn't.
"Wow, that's dumb."
See, I was 15 and I was like, "Fuck yes, what I've always wanted." Snip.
So Sega China helped out on Crazy Taxi. They're the ports, by the way. Sonic Adventure, Space Channel 5. So basically all the Dreamcast ports. So I guess they eventually got more funding to put more effort in for the widescreen stuff. As far as I can tell. They've helped out on stuff, but nothing in the last few years, it seems.
When are we gonna get more Saturn ports?
Never.
Well, whatever big name games are there? Like
Burning Rangers for one. Panzer Dragoon, even though they lost the source code.
What?
Literally, yeah.
I did not know this.
Puffy.
And that's like one of the rarest Saturn games too.
How do you? Because like they say that apparently they lost the source code from Kingdom Hearts 1, which is why they had to kind of rebuild everything for the 1.5 collection. I call bullshit on that because in the cutscenes all have the same crappiness in certain shots. That the PlayStation, because when you play Kingdom Hearts and the cutscene animation ranges from like fluid animation and lip syncing to just a blank face and literally a sprite mouth going up and down. And like you play the Rihanna Desmond boy, you play the 1.5 collection and it's still like good cutscene, terrible cutscene in the exact same spaces. So I call bullshit that they lost the original code for Kingdom Hearts 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also don't see them going out of their way to redo that whole game if they lost it. Exactly.
Although, you know what, I know we're at the end of this story, but I know this game is built more for a kind of arcade style thing, but it's still a pretty short game. Even if you bring into account, replayability factor, it's still pretty short.
What is it, like 6 levels, right?
No, technically it's 7 because both characters share the last final level.
All right. So very much Sonic-like.
It just looks like Knight is eating an invisible sandwich there.
It was this big.
It was this big.
You see this shit? And that's the end of Nights into Dreams. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Goodbye forever. Don't come back.